Happy New Year again. Thank you. Today we begin a new liturgical year, a new liturgical season. You know, by and large, I think we're comfortable with what is old. At the same time, I think we also like what is new. I mean, we like new clothing, new toys and electronic devices, friends and school years and liturgical years, calendar years, a new year in general. We like new experiences and adventures. And much more of what is new, we like the idea of the new. There's something hopeful with new. And there's something exciting about new. Today we begin this new season of Advent, the season where we anticipate the coming of Christ. We anticipate celebrating at the end of the season the birth of Christ at Christmas. That Christ has come and is present among us. But also during this season, we anticipate that Christ is coming to be present among us again. And this is exciting. This is a message of hope. This is good news. In a certain sense, this is also new. Yes, Christ has come before. But the fact that Christ is coming again and that Christ will be present among us in the same way we experience the presence of each other, this will be a new experience for us. The question for us, the question for you and the question for me is, are we ready for Christ to come? My gut response, or my quick answer, is to say that, yes, I'm ready for Christ to come. But when I think about it, when I think about this question of I'm ready for Christ to come, my answer is not necessarily the same as what my gut response is. And perhaps your answer might be a bit different as well. I'm not going to take any survey if you're ready for Christ to come or not. I think your answer is, for some, is personal. But I will share my answer. Perhaps your answer might be similar. And my answer to if I am ready for Christ to come, deep down in my own heart, it's yes, I'm ready for Christ to come, and no, I'm not ready for Christ to come. There are aspects of my life that are in order that would indicate that I'm ready for the Lord. And then again, there are many aspects of my life that are not necessarily in order. I have some work to do before the Lord comes. And I'm just not quite ready for the Lord to come just yet. Perhaps I will not ever totally be ready for the Lord to come. But hopefully, I'm ready enough for when Christ comes. You know, if I think of this way, this idea of being ready and not being ready at the same time. In some ways, it reminds me of similar experiences of life. Those first-time adventure experiences. An example might be of a college student getting ready to go off to college. The student is ready to leave home and for the new adventure ahead, but not necessarily ready for other things. Perhaps the academic work ahead or some other fine detail. We're ready for the Lord to come, but not 100% ready for the Lord to come. But what can we do in the season of Advent to be more ready for the Lord to come? One word: love. We're called to love. We're called to grow in love. We're called to grow in love for Christ. And we're called to grow in love for each other. As Paul instructs us in our scriptures today, may the Lord in you increase and abound in love for one another. In the season of Advent, we're called to grow in love for Christ. We do this through participating in the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist and the reconciliation, where Christ's love touches and changes our hearts and our lives. We grow in our love for the Lord for the time that we make in personal prayer. Making time for the Lord in our daily lives, the love of Christ grows in us. And we grow in our love for each other, in the care that we give each other. During the season, many of us will either buy or make gifts for loved ones as a way to grow in love. Some will make financial donations to help people, to help and grow in love for another. Others during the season might make a visit to someone as a way to grow in love for another. And there are many other things that we can do during the season of Advent to help us to grow in love for each other. And all these things are great things that we can do during the season. Here's another way that we can grow in love during the season. And a step that would also help us to be more ready for Christ to come. Who is that one person? Or who are those people that you're at odds with? Who is that one person? Or those people that you have trouble loving? What can you do to mend that relationship? What can you do to remove that barrier that keeps you from loving? To do this may not be easy, but is an important step for all of us to take in order for us to be ready for Christ to come. As we journey in the season of Advent, May we remove those barriers that keep us from loving each other and from loving the Lord.